Oh, is that the copyrighted?
What?
I think it's copyrighted.
No, it's my cover.
So we don't really have to wait for anybody to join. Well, maybe we should we?
I mean, we can just lower the windows, right?
I guess. You got GPS?
When you back up, it'll pop up.
Okay.
You know, we just turned the AC on, so you're gonna be nice and chilled. Yeah, you can say you
What up, Lock fam? What's good, Chanel? Lock's sister right there.
Okay, come on, back on it. Let's go.
What up, y'all? We headed to brunch right now.
Hey. Oh, it's like it's funny. Your knuckles is right over my face. No. Fuck
No,
brunch. All right, baby. So introduce the topic for the convo for today.
So,
okay, hey.
The topic of the conversation is basically a review or an analysis of the video that I just posted, right? It looked like, right? It appeared to be. Oh, baby, come on.
I just wanted to see the comments.
It appears to be someone either at some sort of interview, maybe some sort of appointment. I don't really know the full context of the video, but in the video you see a woman who is explaining to a group or a couple of older white women that her hair grows, and she's pretty much, you know, she seems very happy about it, and yeah, she's just showing her hair.
She's really entertaining them in their awe.
Right? As she's doing so, they also touch her hair, and they also utter remarks like, you know, between each other, like, hey, have you ever seen a black woman,
an African
American woman who's able to grow her hair? So it sort of begs the question, and I wanted to beg the question. I wanted to give it to my wife and kind of see, you know, what did she feel about it as a black woman? You know, what's her opinion? What would she have done? What did she feel about, you know, the black woman's demeanor? How did you feel about it, babe? I mean, have you seen the video?
I saw the video. It was so cringy. I feel like anytime someone like thinks it's okay to like touch their hair, I didn't see it. Maybe because, you know, with these videos on the internet, you only get like a little clip. But from the clip I saw, I didn't hear them ask to touch her hair. I didn't see her say, yeah, here. I mean, mind you, she seemed really okay with it. And so that part was even uncomfortable too, because you don't want to ever tell someone how they should feel in a moment. But I kind of was like, I just wanted to walk up and grab her hand and be like, sis, we don't got to do this. Let's go. Don't. You don't got to entertain them like that.
So here's the question, babe. Do you feel like she might have felt pressured in the video? Did it come across like she might have felt pressured? Is there a reality where she was just really happy and proud? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And what are those likelihoods?
There is a reality where she was really happy and proud and excited. You know, who knows what her hair journey is? I think a lot of the Locke family knows, like, the commitment, the process, the time that it takes, the diligence that it takes to grow your hair and to, you know, maintain healthy hair. So there is a reality where she was just like so excited. Maybe she's had a lot of negative experience where people were said bad things about her hair. So maybe she was like, oh wow, that these women are like really, you know, bigging up my hair. So I like appreciate that. That's a reality. However, depending on like the circumstances of their meeting, like whether these are like her coworkers, whether this is like a job interview, it didn't seem like a job interview. It did seem like she was going in for some sort of, and not have that, oh, mad black woman, oh, she has an attitude thing going on, and kind of just be like more pleasant about it, right, and kind of just play into it, because it seemed like these women would be, yeah, definitely. And I definitely think that like being a black woman in a space where there's all white people, you know, when your hair becomes the subject of the office conversation, it does put you in this awkward space where it's like, okay, well, do I kind of just, you know, be easy about it, go with the flow, try and see the positive, or do I let these white folks know this is not a zoo? I am not just some object for you to be awestruck that like I can grow everybody's hair grows. You know, our hair on this continent has just, you know, has some struggles for some very specific reasons that's been, you know, inflicted on us, but you know, that's a much deeper conversation.
Well, here's the question. I had someone this morning leave a comment on the video, and they had
socks weren't on in the first place.
It's okay. We got kids in the back, y'all, so we're parenting while vlogging. But the comment on the question was something to the effect of, you know, hey, if we want to be seen, I don't see what's wrong with this. You know, was saying, you know, people, if we're going to be in a world where we want people to learn, why shouldn't interactions like these be more commonplace? I saw nothing wrong with it. I think we as black people, we also are, you know, emulating, I think they said, it was like we emulate their hair as well. And, you know, I just don't think we can have it both ways. I didn't agree with the comment. I actually, you know, I pinned the comment so everyone could see. It's on the video now, pinned, and I actually responded to it, I think pretty well. But what are your thoughts on the idea that, hey, you know, interactions like that, you know, are need to happen in order for us to bridge the gap? And secondly, you know, is that appropriate? Do you think it's appropriate?
Okay, well, first and foremost, like, if we're talking about like bridging gaps and like teaching, right? I am not of the mindset that it's up to us black people to teach white people why, you know, their issues are their issues. You know, I think they need to figure that out.
Spokesperson for all things black.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't believe that I need to teach people why their prejudice, their racism is an issue for them and everyone around them. However, that situation wasn't a teaching moment. That wasn't a moment where it's like, oh, we're bridging the gap. It was very one-sided. It was very, these white people, these white women letting this black woman know that they see her as exceptional. They haven't seen anyone else like that. They think that what they're doing is okay. It's okay to touch their hair. It's okay to, well, you know, I tied it on here on purpose so that it would stay just like this.
One moment for the commercial break.
But it was very one-sided. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't our sister saying, and again, it's not her job to teach, but if that's what we're looking for, if you feel like that's what that moment was, what it would have looked like was, you know, make sure when you see another black woman, don't touch her hair without asking her, because it's her hair, it's her body. Like, you don't have, you know, express license to like invade anybody's personal space just because you're white or they're black. Intrigued about something about them. You wouldn't walk up to, well, you shouldn't walk up to like a Muslim woman and be like, oh, let me lift your hijab and see what this is. Like, that would be very disrespectful. You wouldn't walk up to a white woman and be like, wow, look, what do white people have? I don't know. But you wouldn't just walk up to somebody and invade their personal space. You know, you don't have express license to do that. So if it was a teaching moment, it would have been two-sided. It would have been an exchange of information. That one woman would have been like, well, you know, black people can grow their hair. Black people all over the world have locks that are long and thick and full, or they have loose natural that's thick and full. The main issue that we have is, you know, we're just learning about the maintenance and taking care of our hair and really looking for more products. That's what it would have looked like if that was like an equal exchange of bridging the gap. But that's not what we got. What we got was these two women who were like, wow, have you ever seen an African-American? Oh, I've never seen an African-American. Well, this is the only African-American that can clearly grow her hair, and we're not going to learn anything about black hair beyond this. Oh, like, this is a museum, and we don't want that.
I think what was interesting to me is the concept that being seen and then rejecting the burden. Yes, Layla.
What's up, Layla?
One moment for these brief interruptions for my dog.
Okay, but Layla, he's not gonna hang up, okay? He's gonna hang down. And however you got him on there. Leave it though, that's for your sister to play with.
I think the idea that rejecting the burden of having to enlighten white people and you know, when you're a minority, and essentially be the spokesperson for all things black, I think rejecting that burden and being seen are not mutually exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Those things can both happen without putting the burden on African American people, black people, you know, people of the diaspora, to feel the need to explain and enlighten. That gets for a very long time. You know,
we've all been black in white spaces.
We've been black and we've been minorities in blacks in these spaces for a long time, and we all have very common stories. All throughout the comment section of the video, people are sharing stories about how, you know, people would try to touch their hair and call it sheep. I have those stories as well. You know what I'm saying? Everybody remembers being in Black History Month and it sort of being this this awkwardness, you know, when you talked about slavery, when you talked about anything, you know, people, your majority white and other race classmates will always look to you to sort of explain, well, hey, how do you feel? Tell me how black people feel now.
Well, and I think that the reason why is because when they talk about slavery in schools, they center it as a problem for the black community and not, well, this was like a mental illness or sickness in the white community. Like, there was something wrong with these white people. They don't do that. Well, it's like, well, this is all the horrible things that the black people had to endure. And it's like, well, wait, let's flip that. Who was doing it?
Well, and is on you to get out of your bubble, to you do your due diligence to get the information that is readily available about black hair, in the same way African Americans have to do their due diligence about how to take care of their hair. You know, I think if you are truly a person that wants to learn, for one, you're not casting aspersions or microaggressions on somebody who's not willing to teach you, because that's not how that works. If I'm a person that wants information on how to be a YouTube influencer, and I go to Not Nation or I go to Gunther the Great, and they don't, you know, answer a video, I'm not about to be like, dang, well, I wanted to learn. Well, shit, they were the only way I was going to learn. I guess I'm not going to learn. No. You know what I'm saying? All due respect to those guys, too, because, you know, I just want to make sure that those are just, I'm featuring those names. I have high respect, Just want to make sure people clip stuff up. But yeah, you don't place the burden on the person that you would like to teach you. You place the burden on yourself to learn. And at the end of the day, I think you know, what's her name? I'll just say Carol and Gretchen. I think Carol and Gretchen were a little too old to have not seen a black person that had long hair. Again, where are you going? How hard have you looked, you know, at ancient years old to have never seen a black woman with long hair? How much effort have you actually put into that endeavor? So, you know, the concept of, you know, the whole idea of this being an opportunity to teach, I think is disingenuous, and I think it's a way to critique individuals who are not just, oh yeah, well, I'm ready to teach you right now in this job interview because I'm in a pressure situation. I feel like my back is against the wall and I don't want to be labeled as a mad black man or the angry black woman. No, I don't even be wanting to talk to people sometimes, let alone teach you about my damn hair. Let me do this business and go. Yeah, you guys, what do you guys think? My wife is about to look at some of the comments. We're gonna respond to y'all.
Okay. Oh, so someone said there's plenty of them that haven't met a black person. If people touch my hair, I sage it after. I can't stand that shit. Yes, I look.
That's real. People care spiritual energy. Say their name if you can.
Chanel said, do not touch my hair or me. You will get your neck twisted. Come on now.
That's facts.
Look. And then someone said, when I had a shaved head, a white coworker gave me a scalp gave me a scalp infection after walking up behind me and rubbing my head. They think they have the right to touch us. Ooh, I feel like some legal something should have happened right there. Don't touch me.
That right there is real trauma right there.
Oh my God.
Scalp infection, like biological occurrence.
I mean, don't touch my hair. And stuff like that. It wasn't really appropriate. I'm okay with everything but touching my hair. Okay, I think that's what he said.
Is my extra right here?
No, here's the next one. YB has a good point on the zoo. Yeah, it's not that. If someone said it's not that serious. Oh, okay, wait. But that same sis who was saying about touching the head. Yeah, there's plenty of people who haven't really interacted or like met black people, and I think that's really unfortunate. But again, going back to the point, that's their problem. Like, if you haven't had any interaction with black people, you can't then believe that your perspective of them and their hair and what they're doing, you know, is a product of them and what they don't have. It's not like, oh, well, I've never seen a black person read or write, so they must not read or write.
I can't go.
That's a shortcoming on my end.
I can't go into a Hispanic community and be like, oh, I've never seen this before, and just be all offensive or touching people and all those things. Let me touch this, or let me touch.
I don't know, maybe.
She said
someone Chibs, my heart goes out. Chibs said my schoolmates always touch my hair. Chibs, yeah.
Chibs, you gotta tell that principal. You gotta tell that you gotta tell whoever is your official that's supposed to take care of that. You gotta tell them, because you shouldn't have to deal with that.
And it's unfortunate too. I've been the only black kid in like an all-white school. And so it's so uncomfortable, especially, I don't know how old you are, Chibs. I'm hoping that you're, you know, old enough to be on YouTube. This is not YouTube Kids, so I hope, you know, Chibs is,
Chibs is
you know.
This is YouTube. This is kid-friendly. It's educational.
I know, but still, you know.
We love the kids.
But, you know, depending on how old you are when you're young, you really don't know how to handle those situations. And so I think what Babe said, like, you have to go to somebody, a teacher, and let them know, hey, when so-and-so, Billy Bob and Catherine do this, I don't really like it. It makes me feel uncomfortable. You know, seek counsel, seek help from some of the safe, the trusted adults. Someone said, some lady touched my hair when I was on the bus. Ugh.
Yeah. And here, let's talk about this. There is a real comfort, you know, and I've tried to understand whether this is a cultural thing. I know we have some, and like I said, this is not an anti-white channel. I know we have people that follow. I'm curious, you know what I'm saying? Is it a cultural thing? Is there a specific reason why it seems like white individuals are more comfortable touching your hair?
Reaching people's personal space. Well, somebody, Josiah D said, I see what y'all are saying, but if I have a question about someone's culture, I generally ask an individual of that specific culture. I don't think all white people mean harmed by it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not making that. I'm not making that assertion at all. Anything.
I think we're just speaking from the perspective of the person whose personal space was violated. But I can look across the desk or the table or like that woman and understand, okay, well, this is some woman who's just clearly ignorant of our culture, of our people, of our hair, clearly fascinated by it. And then you can sort of have, you know, a little bit of empathy for her shortcomings. But I think culturally, like, there's still a respect, like a way to go about certain conversations that I haven't always seen from white people. Like, I feel like there's not always this like, oh wow, I've never heard of this. And it's like, well, yeah, like, you wouldn't in your bubble.
And here's the thing, here's what I always say. Empathy is a way that you should frame your perspective around something, but it's being empathetic to someone, it's not an excuse.
Yeah, yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's not an excuse. You are an adult. You bear the burden of learning. If you don't know, you should be doing your due diligence to find out. That's just the bottom line.
And
you should lead with empathy. And I think for the most part, as black folks, you know, the empathy is something that's sort of forced on you a little bit. You gotta kind of understand just to get along. I mean, most of us are in jobs now, you know, rationalizing cutting our hair, rationalizing doing the things that might not be true to what we want to do just to survive.
Yeah.
So we have a master's degree in understanding how to assimilate and how to you know, empathize with the things. Some of us even have adopted the mentalities ourselves, the elders that have passed it down. So you know, this whole idea that we need to be more understanding, it's like, no, that has happened. We've done that. We know how to do that.
I feel like a part of the struggle for majority groups, right? Specifically talking about white people, because they are the majority in this country. I feel like they might not have had those very those uncomfortable feelings of being the only one, right? Of being a minority. And so it's like if you are hanging out and you get cast out in a group of people for a shortcoming, or they bring up your grades or something, you wouldn't feel good. You would know how that felt to be called out in a group and single you out, what kind of makes you feel more isolated. And so calling out the one black person about something specifically about their blackness, and they're making it seem like it's this show or it's this you know, this awestruck moment. It's kind of like it singles you out of isolated, you know, when you notice that your coworker walks up to you and tries to dap you up and say, yo, what's up? And they walk over to Jim, it's like, hey John, how you doing? You know, those moments, especially when it's seen and it's in front of other people, like, think of it like a little kid. If you call out a little kid, you know, in front of their friends at the park or in front of it, they're gonna feel away. And I think when you don't have that experience of being a minority in a space, you sort of lose that sensitivity or that awareness that, hey, this could be negatively impacting someone. This can make somebody uncomfortable. You know, I think they haven't reached that level of awareness. And I'm saying they very generally, because I know that there are some people that are more sensitive and are aware. Oh, right here, baby.
I don't think so. Oh, yeah? Okay. Let me say this real quick. I think, and I just want to play, I'm not playing devil's advocate, but I'm just saying this. There is a way to engage in a conversation with a person of color or minority, and ask these sorts of questions.
Really quick, Josiah, I want to throw in. He said, "But yeah, don't touch my hair without asking. That's nuts." So he, you know, he's still like, "Don't do it."
Yeah, there's never an appropriate. You never. I'll say this.
Okay.
There is an appropriate way to ask, and there are black people who are okay giving permission and giving consent. I don't want to make it sound like, you know, there is no ability for you to know a person of color who's comfortable with engaging a conversation with you. It's possible, but 9 times out of 10 what that person of color is going to require of you as a prerequisite is that they trust you, that they love you, that they understand your intent, right? And that they know and have full confidence in your ability to take the information, actually utilize it for better understanding, and to trickle it down to the people that you know. You're actually an ally in their eyes, right? Yeah. If you haven't, you know, proclaimed yourself or have been, you know, seen, or your perception isn't that you're a person that's an ally, it's not going to come across genuine. And I am going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. If you're waiting, if it comes across like in this particular instance, if your inquiry begins with an encounter, right, and is potentially at my expense, oh, your tickets, okay.
Not the loop this, yeah, right.
And it's potentially at my expense. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna feel comfortable with that, and people should understand that. But I just wanted to land on this. It is possible. It's not like this is always going to be wrong, but you better make damn sure that you know that black person, that person of color, whoever. You better love them. They better love you. There better be some trust. This ain't just for people. This ain't you. For the fact that you haven't expect anybody that you don't know to teach you about anything would be ludicrous. Like, I can't go up to a stranger and ask about cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, what you doing? How you trading this week? I heard about NFTs, my nigga. What you doing?
Yeah. Tell me.
I can't. That ain't.
People won't even tell you who they voted for. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that ain't how that works.
People don't know their information. But I also think too, one thing that Starkman78 said is that a lot of people, and this goes beyond just you know, white and black. This is everybody, has a lot to learn about bodily authenticity. Like, I think there's this ludicrous idea that a person believes they can just walk up and touch somebody. Like, you don't know that person.
That's true, because I be slapping my wife on the booty sometimes, like, and sometimes she don't want to get slapped in the booty.
Look, I be like, but
I be like,
dealing with these kids.
But you're my wife. I'm supposed to slap that.
Sometimes I like
supposed to slap that.
You know. But the thing is, I just feel like people just really have to learn, especially when we talk about strangers. Now, your friends, you can definitely go up and you have, you know, a trusted relationship to like play with your friends or whatever, but like, you just walk up to a stranger and grab their hair. Their hair is a part of their body. To grab their hands, think that you can just touch anybody, I think is just like a ludicrous idea. And you know, I don't know exactly where it came from, but I think we have to put a stop to it. Let me read some of these comments really quick.
Oh, is this
so Chibs, oh yes, and I think, it's just a 20-minute limit though. Chibs is 14, so Chibs, you probably need to be on YouTube Kids. No, I'm joking. And then
don't let her play you like that, Chibs.
Godly T said they're 16, and yep, they go to an all-white school, so that happens a lot. That's so unfortunate. Jonathan Britt says they're 15. Liquid said, I grew up as the only black kid in an all-white school and used to have my afro touched all the time and putting pencils in my hair and stuff. Oh my God.
This is close to the museum.
I've had a story where someone tried to put stuff, or tried to, like, the kids behind me were trying to throw stuff and get it stuck in my hair, and I just remember being, it's just, it feels like a whole violation.
Shout out Liquid. That's my partner. He looked like Jesus and Moses a little bit.
Okay. Oh, these people are leaving.
Oh yeah.
Baby, how you say his name? Tekken Sax? He be coming in the this is fam right here. But how you say his name? Tekken? How you say it?
Oh, that's Demarius.
Okay, I'm gonna call you Demarius. He said, I think it honestly comes down to approach and intent. Always approach with being respectful in what you think would be tolerable if you were on the other end. An intent of not, And I definitely think sometimes you can feel when someone's, you know, trying to more so, you know, engage with microaggressions, like, wow, I've never seen a black person to read like this, versus like, oh wow, like, I'm really curious about your culture, you know, like, I'm really interested, like, around the holidays, like, what do you guys celebrate, or you know, what are your favorite dishes from your culture? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a way, like he said, where you can sort of, you know, fill out the intent and the approach. Lovely Flower said, in rural Korea, people will just walk up and touch your hair, just so fascinated. They rarely see black women, the same for white women going to some rural African village, that they don't have technology. Someone said, who's Midnight Bar? Said, you know, you don't talk like that.
Someone said, Lovely Flower, just know it wasn't a white person who held my hair down.
Oh, that's what
I saw that comment, and I'm gonna tell you this.
And cut my hair with scissors.
This issue is not just black and white.
Yeah, it goes beyond
This
that.
issue, the issue of white supremacy, and one moment, please. Let me finish the statement, my baby. The issue of white supremacy is that it permeates all cultures. It permeates all colors, races, creeds, genders, etc. And that's the problem. That's why you push so harshly against it. Now, we do know that a lot of times the people that are perpetuating it often are within the majority group, but people within the minority group perpetuate it as well, you know, and we have that has to be called out, you know. Again, empathy should be given, the lens that we understand why they're perpetuating this white supremacy. We should understand it, but we should also still call it out. So I feel sorry for that experience, because again, in my comment that I responded to that lady on that video, it's all pinned up if you want to go see it. You know, our elders are actively perpetuating white supremacist views as well. You know,
so like respectability politics and how we're supposed to act and dress.
Yep. And empathy is simply understanding why. The empathy gives you the ability to understand, oh, well, some of us are perpetuating these ideas. Hey, Layla, please, baby.
Hey, Layla, lower your voice, okay?
Empathy is understanding that our survival has always been closely juxtaposed to our need to assimilate and our need to adopt the minority standards, the majority viewpoints. So we do operate on this mentality that, boy, you better get clean cut shaving. You can't get no job without no clean cut shave.
You better straighten that hair. You better have it, you know, dyed, fried, laid to the side.
The fact that we as people we're laying at one point hot ass combs on a stove, getting whatever petroleum based oil, putting that on, and anytime your hair goes on your edges, anytime you got burns on your ears,
let's not talk about the creamy crack.
Burns on the back of your neck,
the creamy crack that's known for
just to get straight hair, we know something's going on. Yeah. We're taking drastic lengths to assimilate. The question is why. But yes, black people are not above this criticism either.
Someone said, Midnight's Bar said, don't talk to strangers, goes for adults too.
There you go.
And definitely don't be touching the stranger. You bugging.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Do not. Close the window.
Oh, okay. You talking about? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Midnight's Bar was like when you talking about that white person trying to dap you up. Yeah, like I've had a situation in workplaces where you can clearly see people try and talk and treat you differently, and then go right next to someone, and it's like, let's be real. Like I don't be saying yo, what's up, G? Like I don't talk like that. This is how I speak.
Here's a good question. You know? Illustrious Sight said, how do you explain to an uninformed person? Well, here's the thing. First and foremost,
that locks aren't necessarily dirty, and we actually are pretty high maintenance.
If you actually desire to inform them, send them to my YouTube channel. Desire to inform them. There are countless resources available. There are YouTube channels. There are, you know, there's Google information. There's blog. Stop playing with that window. There's YouTube's. I mean, there's a lot of information. Lately, you started playing with it. That's why.
Second orange.
So if you're trying to inform them on a personal level, you can take them through what some of your regimen is, right? If you don't feel like doing that, you know, send them to the YouTube channel, send them the video, send them to the wealth and the communities that are engaging about these things. There's whole Reddit groups about, you know, lock maintenance and
there's so much information out there.
It's out there. It's out there.
Hey, Layla, put your feet up the seat now. Thank you. Demaria said, I had an old white colleague ask me last night about waves, but he did so respectfully.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can have those conversations. Like, they can be respectful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, what I said in the video is that it's all going to depend on the person. The reason why we're setting a policy, and I'm setting a policy that you should avoid it in these workplaces, is because anytime you don't know a person affectionately, you kind of have to proceed with caution. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give the utmost respect in order to find out, you know, what lines are uncrossable for them. Some people do not want to talk about their hair whatsoever. Some people are okay. Ultimately, that comes down to your level of discernment, your personality, etc. But they have to find that out. They have to find that out. It shouldn't be something where they're just so comfortable that they take the risk of potentially disrespecting someone, potentially rubbing somebody the wrong way. Proceed with caution. Again, go ahead.
Well, I think it's also just remembering that, like, you are not entitled to anybody's, you know, touching their body. You're not entitled to their information. You're not entitled to their time. Like we talk about as parents, we barely have time to spend with each other and to do all these things because we are so busy. And so there's just, you're not entitled to anybody's time. If I don't want to stop and take the time, the 10, 15, 20 hour, you know, it takes a long time to explain our culture and our hair. But if you don't want to spend your time explaining that, they're not entitled. But what you can say is, you know, there's lots of research and literature and information on the internet. Go on YouTube and look up a Lockers YouTube page, TP Locks. You know, go to Instagram, like just do a little bit of research, like one quick Google search, and I'm sure you can find some questions, you know, and kind of figure that out. And then, you know what, ask your black friends, you know, like I think that's always a good answer. I know I have some white friends that are very near and dear to me that I love having conversations with them, not just for them to pick their brain about black people or pick my brain about black people, but to pick their brain about their white siblings and uncles and family members. And it's like, yo, help me understand how they voted for Trump, because I love your grandma, or I love, you know, auntie, whoever. Help me understand that, you know, like, let's talk about why y'all put races and everything. Like, can we, but it's because there's a mutual love and respect that we feel comfortable to have that. So, you know, if someone's asking you questions about your black hair or asking questions about your skin or about your music or about anything, you know, direct them to their black friends, and if they don't have black friends, encourage them to get some. Okay, let's see what's next. Midnight Star said, thank y'all so much for your content. I watch TP Locks videos all the time at work, and it helps me get through my shift sometimes. And I sincerely appreciate the extra work y'all put in with this. Oh, Midnight's Bar, we appreciate that, man. Look, I'm saying we appreciate that. It's really trying to be putting in all the work. Here we go. It's wild that in 2022, people still believe that I know so many professionals with locks. Yeah.
You're holding over. I'll let lady sit on my lap.
Okay, but I'm hungry though, baby. We can't be in here too long. I love y'all for real. But I need nourishment.
These masks should be in the description. They should be under. These masks, just like this merch, should all be in the in my merch store. The merch store link should be in the video if you guys want to go purchase. Hold up, let me see.
They are great stocking stuffers for the holiday season.
You know what I'm saying? You can, well, watch out, lady. Don't play.
I want to sit too.
But wait a minute. Don't play it on the shirt.
Yeah, just stay right there,
You know what I'm saying? You gotta show the threads. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
It says, Zozo, what's up? Good day. He kept his hair. I think he was thinking about cutting his hair, but he kept it. Good for you.
Good for you. But yeah, we about to try to enjoy this.
No, Layla, don't push no button. Turn the car off, baby.
We're gonna try to enjoy this day, or we're not gonna try. We're going to enjoy this day.
Layla, stop pushing.
About to go to brunch, and yeah, we appreciate you guys. We just wanted to kind of tap in real quick.
It's dangerous. Look at
House of Isis, hey, what's good with you? This is either Isis or Gina, so I'm gonna guess that this is Isis. Miss Gina, I know Miss Gina might be busy.
So what do you think's gonna happen if you push the drive brake?
I'll crash.
There you go.
Okay, look at mommy. Can we get her?
The lock swinging is the biggest flex, y'all. It's the biggest flex.
I know you don't. So let's not do that, okay? Mommy tells you not to push the
Oh,
button.
Birmingham in the building. What up, Anthony? Oh, that's Isis. Okay, I was about to say I know Miss Gina busy now. Miss Gina be hard at work. I know she be doing lock. Yeah, she be in the kitchen with the wrist work. In the kitchen with the wrist.
The love from Oakland. Here we go.
I'm gonna tell you, it is a big flex. But y'all, we about to go. Like I said, we just wanted to drop a little quick one. Later, stop pressing buttons, please. Y'all want to say bye bye? Everybody want to say roll call? What's your name?
TP Locks signing out.
Okay, but wait, everybody didn't get a chance to say bye. Nova, what's up? What you got to say? You got anything else to say, Nova?
I don't care.
You don't
She
really?
said, I don't care.
How about you, Mom? You got anything else to say, Mom?
Go get you some black friends.
I don't got nothing else to say. I'm ready to eat.
I'm so hungry, babe.
Kiss.
Like, yes, Chanel, stock up on the
Thank
products.
you.
All right, y'all. We about to go. Everybody ready to eat. I am hungry too. All right.
Signing off.
Y'all have a good day, y'all. Stay blessed. TV Locks. Oh, we want to say the link.
TB Locks signing out.